Ladies and gentlemen, we have broken Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville on the Nintendo Switch. It hasn't even been out a week, but we now have a strategy that grants you over 140,000 XP per hour, or over 35 prize bulbs per hour if done correctly. This is ridiculous. It's not even a glitch. It's a real game mechanic. So if you're excited, you want to know how to do this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So as far as character selection or upgrades go, you can use any character for this, it doesn't matter, and the one recommendation I would have would be putting leveling up on, which gives you a bonus 10% experience earned, and obviously because we're going for pure experience here, it's going to be beneficial. Otherwise, other upgrades, I would recommend pretty much slotting anything that'll keep you alive longer, because the longer you stay alive, the more XP you're going to be earning. Now the next step is to go on over to the multiplayer portal and go into private play here, and this is actually going to be a strategy that we've seen on the channel, but I'll explain why it's different on the Switch. But what you need to do is set the game mode to Turf Takeover, and then if you're playing on the Plants team, you want to set the map to Preserve Pastures. And finally, you want to set the difficulty to Crazy, which will give you a 1.2 times coin and XP modifier. Next, for the team setup, for the zombie side or your opponents, you want to have Deadbeard selected as the only enemy, and you want to have 8 of them. And then for the Plants team, you want to have sunflowers, and you're going to want around 6 of them. You can do more or less depending on whether or not you're finding yourself dying, or if you're finding it to be too easy and the sunflowers are getting and stealing all of your kills. But that's basically the main part of the setup. Next, all you have to do is run to the very first objective area. The game begins in 60 seconds, so there's no rush, but once you do get there and the game begins, that's when we have our fun. So there really are only 2 key pointers for this strategy. 1, stay inside of the defensive zone, and 2, kill as many Deadbeards as possible. If you do these 2 things, your experience earned is going to skyrocket. I mean, if you just watch me kill this Deadbeard here and look in the bottom left corner, my XP is just exploding. It's just blowing up. It's all over the place. I have just tons and tons of XP. So let me break down exactly why this is happening and what type of experience you are earning. Now, the thing with Battle for Neighborville on the Switch and why this is so good on the Switch in particular is because when you kill AI bots, you earn full experience like you were killing a normal player in multiplayer. This means that every time you vanquish a Deadbeard, you are getting 198 experience for the vanquish itself, plus 66 experience for vanquishing it while you're standing in the objective. This in itself is a ridiculous amount of experience. It's 264 XP just for a single kill, but we can get even more experience than that. You see, if you kill a Deadbeard with a critical hit, you'll get a bonus 6 experience, which tends to happen often, so that one tends to stack. Also, if you kill the Deadbeard and it's like shooting at your sunflower guy and you're standing near him, you can get a bonus 33 experience for saved an ally. And also, you're going to notice that as long as you're standing in the objective, you're going to be passively getting plus 13 experience every couple of seconds for defending the objective. Another major source of experience are bonuses from Vanquish streaks, which is why I suggested to make sure you slot in upgrades that help you survive, because every time you get a Vanquish streak of 5, so that's either 5, 10, 15, 20, etc., you get 660 experience. And if you have a game like I did where I got 40 Vanquishes in a row, that's over 5,000 experience earned just from Vanquish streak bonuses, which is ridiculous. So now let's talk about how much experience you earn as a whole here. Now, I found that if you're getting at least 40 Vanquishes in a single run of this, so, within those 4 minutes and 45 seconds, you get around 40 Vanquishes, I'd say you're going to be earning around 17,500 experience. At least, that's what I was earning from my personal playing here. So that's in itself is incredible, but the fact is, one of these runs takes 4 minutes and 45 seconds in-game time, and then between load screens, I found that it's going to take you around 7 minutes and 30 seconds if you want to do these back to back to back. What that means is that you can get in approximately 8 full runs of this within a single hour. So if you're grinding this out for an hour, you could do this about 8 times. So what that means, if we take that 17.5 thousand, multiply it by 8, we get around 140,000 experience per hour if you were just grinding this nonstop, which is honestly one of the best experience strategies we have seen in this game's history. Not only that, but because you earn a prize bulb every 4,000 XP, you're going to be earning 35 prize bulbs per hour as well. Now, obviously, you can do this strategy on Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, but it's not going to earn you nearly as much experience. I did make a video on that previously, so that's why many of you probably know about this strategy already. But obviously, remember, the reason that this is so powerful on the Switch is because, one, bots give you full experience when you kill them, and I forgot to mention earlier too is that you get a 1.2 times coin multiplier for this crazy mode versus the other consoles only get a 1 times multiplier, so that is a major contributor as well. And remember, this strategy is pretty reliant on skill as well, so if you can get more kills than I did, then you're going to be earning more XP. But if you're not quite to that skill level and you're going to be, getting maybe 30, 20 kills instead, then obviously going to be earning less than me. But it's still going to be better than pretty much anything else in the game right now. But with that all being said, I do want to quickly switch over before we end and show you how to do this with the zombies. If you're playing with zombies, the strategy is basically the same. It just requires slightly different setup. So you still want to go with Turf Takeover, except for the map. I would recommend going with Turning Point instead. And also, obviously, keep your difficulty on Crazy. And then for the team setup, you're going to want to have 6 scientists on your team, and then 8 cactuses or cactuses? I don't know. 8 of the chonky boys on the other team. And that'll pretty much be fine for you. You can also do some other maps. You can try like Goopy Gully, but I prefer Turning Point personally. Anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more guides and content. I do have a few more strategies for the Switch up my sleeve, so if you want to see them, let me know. Otherwise, see you next time. Game on, gamers.